Ever since I was a child, I've loved automobiles. My father drove a V8 Dodge with big old shiny wheels. To him it was just transport with little to endear, but that old car would set the course for me throughout the year. Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars, be it Ford or GM or be it a Mopar. People, power and passion, you know that is our deal. So tune into our TV show with Rusty at the wheel.
Welcome to Bumper to Bumper.
Is your wallet empty? Are you broke?
All right, Tony, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How you going?
Good, thanks, Rusty. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Now, we're here at the Southern Classics for the Historic Motorcycle Racing Association of Victoria.
Yep, dead right.
You're the president of that club.
I've just taken over the presidency-ship again.
Yes.
I was president for 10 years, and then I handed it over to Brian March, and Brian's was president for 6 years, and he's just retired. He wanted to take a bit of a step back, so they asked me to come back and fill his place again. So here I am again.
We've got an event on today called the Southern Classics.
Yep.
What is that all about?
The Southern Classic is probably one of it's our biggest race meeting of the year, and it's probably one of the biggest classic race meetings in Australia.
Yes.
This is the 36th running of the Southern Classic. The club's 38 years old. It's a camaraderie ship and the people you meet along the way, you know. It's just a really good family atmosphere meeting.
Well, I've already interviewed a couple of people today, and all they talk about is everyone's going to help out each other if their bikes go a little bit crook, and, you know, parts, labour, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've got a guy here called Russell Craddock. Russell's a bit of a guru on everything, and it doesn't matter what you ride, if you've got trouble, Russell's in there to help you.
Yeah.
And if you're missing a bit, Russell will have it.
Terrific. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about your club that people might want to join? Because you do test and try days as well.
Yeah, we do come and try days. We also get involved with the girl rider days. We bring all the sidecars up so the girls can go for a ride on that.
Yep.
Out of that, we've ended up with quite a few women sidecar passengers, which is getting women into the sport was great.
Yep.
The basis of the club is we had all these old bikes kicking around at home. There was no class for us.
Yes.
My brother, Doug Hicks, and a few other guys formed the HMRAV and started classic racing just for classic bikes.
Now, how strong is that? Because to me, it seems like a very strong group.
It is. We've got over 300 members, active members.
And obviously, this provides them a safe environment to race their classics as well.
That's right. You're all going the same way. No beach balls and no Volvos.
Fair enough. Now, how many events do you put on a year?
Victorian Historic Championships, the Southern Classic, and we also do a hill climb at Mount Tarrangower at Malden in central Victoria.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I know you've got to rush because you've got to race. Thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bumper. And I know you're racing, so best of luck.
Good on you. Thanks very much. Thanks a lot.
Bob, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How you going?
Thank you. I'm going very well, I think.
You think? Well, you want to...
Early days.
It is early days, but I suppose that, look, we're here at the Southern Classics for the Historic Motorcycle Association for Victoria. Obviously, you're on your matchless bike. You getting ready to do a pre-qualifier soon?
Yep. We go out in 2 qualifying sessions, I think. So I know my way around here fairly well, so it should be all right.
Now, people tell me that you're an old racer from way back. So what's your history?
I started racing on a Norton Atlas back in the mid-60s, and I eventually got to being a contracted rider for Yamaha.
And what was it like racing for Yamaha?
It was terrific. It was I thought it was a fantastic era. That was really to me that was the prime era of our racing here.
All right, so obviously the passion was still there. You wanted to get back into it. Yeah. Now, so you've been riding for the last 4 years. How you been going?
Oh, quite well, actually. I'm very, very lucky. I've had good people behind me. I've got a lovely wife who supports me very well. And we've won quite a few races. And I'd say probably my biggest competitor would be Keith Campbell.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
We've had lots of squabbles on racetracks.
Yeah.
He's very, very good. He's very fair. He's also very fast, and we get along really well off track as well.
How are you going to go today?
I never count chickens before they hatch.
So I'm going to come back and say, hey, how'd you go?
I usually just, I don't like making predictions, but I should be all right.
No, okay, so let me ask you this. How's the bike set up and how do you feel? Because sometimes the bike's got to be running good, but it's what's going up in here.
Yep. Bike's fine. I'm fine.
Oh, good. You're going to have a good day then?
I'd be surprised if I didn't, but you never know. It only takes one small mistake and down the road.
All right, well, I think you'll do well today. And I want to say it's been lovely to chat with you in the pits at the Broadford State Motorcycle Centre. And I thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bumper. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure too. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bob. All right, Michelle, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How are you? No. We're both trying to say hey.
I'm good.
Good to hear. Now, we're here at the Southern Classics. You've got your bike here. What is the bike?
It's a Period 3 sidecar. It's a Norton Atlas 750, 62. And yeah, it's its first season of racing. We only just sort of built it, got it going about March, April. So yeah, it's all new this year.
All right, so how's it been performing for you in the events that you've been currently doing?
Oh yeah, good so far. We did a belt in the first qual. Put a reasonable time down, only got a lap and a half in. Second qual, I think I'm 7th out of 20 or so.
All right, now obviously we're in the sidecars. You're actually steering the bike?
Yes.
All right, so what is that? What kind of skills are required to do that?
With the sidecars, yeah, it's a lot of feeling, adjusting. It's the same, working together with your passenger. You both got to be sort of on song with the bike as well. You know, the back stepping out, a bit more weight on the back wheel, so you can sort of control a lot more things than a solo with moving your weight around, that sort of stuff. So.
All right, now what got you into the sidecars in the first place? Obviously you've had a history in bikes?
Yeah. Sort of rode on the road and just road bikes. Met my now husband. They were into trials bikes. So rode trials for I don't know, 5 or 6 years maybe. So that was sort of the only competitive motorsport I did.
Yep.
Come along to I think the girls' track days they run here at Broadford, and had to go on a sidecar, and we then bought that one.
Yep.
So yeah, my husband used to ride the motor trial sidecar, so he's a very experienced sidecar rider.
All right, so obviously sidecars, bikes and all the rest of it actually is bigger than what probably I would have thought that in regards to making into your own business as well.
Yeah, definitely. The spoked wheels obviously is with bike restorations, that sort of stuff, not just race bikes, but yeah, this is it's kind of a prototype, but it's just we've had a few other people have a ride on it, and it's very nice. It's kind of cheating a little bit. I think it handles really well. We build something that's just wrapped with it when it first comes out. So we're just ecstatic with the way this bike turns out, and it shows. My lap times are up there, and it shows, and people go, give me one too. So
That's good.
So it's sort of evolving itself.
All right, well I want to say thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bumper, and the best of luck in the finals today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, cheers.
Thank you.
Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars. Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars.
Okay, Keith.
Morning.
Morning, how you going?
It's pretty good.
A bit hectic at the moment because obviously you're doing some work on the bike. Now you haven't gone out for qualifying yet. What are you actually doing?
Yet. Well, this is a brand new engine that we're running in for the Australian Championships next weekend at Wakefield Park.
So not too much of an oil leak that you couldn't fix this morning?
No. Fortunately, it was only a loose rocker box and an oil feed to the rocker box.
Now you've got to always have consequences when you're actually riding, especially a new engine, to break it in. There's always going to be teething problems.
Yes.
But even during a normal bike race, you're going to be doing some tinkering with the bike as well.
Dad's 89. He works 7 days a week in the shed repairing bikes for me and now his grandson, my son Lachlan. So there's 3 generations racing here this weekend.
We're here at the State Motorcycle Centre here in Broadford, Victoria.
Yes.
What's the track like for you?
Well, obviously it's a home track for me. This is where I rode a road bike for the first time ever. I know it pretty well.
Yep.
I like the technicality with the off-camber coming out of crash corner on the back straight, and the off-camber coming onto the front straight. With older bikes, it's the perfect length. It's got a hard braking, good overtaking opportunities.
Yep.
And it's not, yeah, like I said, it's not a super horsepower track.
What is it about classic bikes compared to modern bikes that you like most about these? Because obviously we're here at the Southern Classics.
Well, what goes on, you know, if anyone's got dramas, everyone will chip in.
Yep.
I've got to say that the bikes that Dad's worked on and given me to race have been very successful.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of race wins here, and so when I go out on track, I want to win. I can't win them all, and I know that. I'm a realist.
Yep.
But I try bloody hard to win every race.
All right. So how many race meets would you do a year?
Typically about 5.
All right. So it's not a great number of meets that you do, but
Or two at Mount Gambier, 2 here, 1 at Winton.
Yep.
Oh, I'm the Australian champion, so probably 6.
yeah, okay. And that's all on classics, of course. Yep. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Don't do anything else.
I've never ridden. I actually have, in inverted commas, a modern bike. I've got a road bike now.
Yeah.
Which is a 1992 Yamaha. So
Well, that's becoming a classic already, mate.
that's right. So that's as modern as I get. I had a ride on Rex Wolfenen's Great Big Beast up here at a meeting last year, so it was the biggest, most powerful thing I've ridden, and it was highly addictive straight away, but he's got other riders, namely Troy Corser, going to ride his bike for him, who I was privileged enough to meet when he was inducted into the Motorcycling Hall of Fame this year with my Uncle Keith also.
All right, Keith, I want to say thank you very much for being on Bumper to
no
Bumper.
worries.
I know that we got you while you were working on your bike, and they're gone off ride, and you've stayed to talk to, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, not a problem.
And best of luck for today too on your racing and the sun as well.
Good on you.
All right, cheers. Chrissy, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How you going?
Good, thank you.
Now we're here at the Southern Classics, and we're at the Southern Classics meet for 2017 here at Broadford. Now you're racing in this event, so what are you actually doing in what class?
I'm doing 2 classes.
Yes.
I'm doing post-classic, sidecars, unlimited class, and I'm also doing the F2 class.
Now, what got you into sidecars?
Many years ago, husband always went away with boys' weekend, and the sidecar group was so friendly, they welcomed me in, and they had a come try day and I had a go.
On your come and try day,
Yep.
what happened?
I had an absolute ball.
Yeah.
Absolute ball. It was the best adrenaline rush I've ever had.
Yeah.
Beats roller coasters and everything like that. Yeah, no, it was really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually get to be given a go with Dave on his motorbike.
Yep.
So what are some of the tips you can give me?
Hang on.
Thank you.
Think of a monkey bars.
Yes.
If you let go of a monkey bar, you fall off.
Yep. Okay.
So always hang on at one time, either hand or both
Yes,
hands.
yes.
Don't hang on too tight because you get arm pump.
Yep,
So
okay.
just a nice, gentle grip. Use your legs to support yourself.
Yes.
Legs are your strongest muscles than your arms,
Yes.
especially in females. So we always use our legs just to do our final movements, and our hands are just there to just gently hold.
Of the 11 years that you've started to do it, how have you been going in these races?
Relatively really good.
Okay.
I've won many Australian championships. I've raced overseas. I've come third over in New Zealand. Last year and this year I raced the Isle of Man,
Yes.
which is the world's dangerous race in the world. It's 37 miles long on a road circuit,
And you're doing that on a sidecar?
this very sidecar.
Yes. You're going to be racing today. You've done some pre-qualifiers. How's that been going?
Yes, good. Pole on both races. So,
Well done, Chrissy.
yeah, so I've got my son, he'll be riding with us.
Yes.
And I've also got my husband. So we're all out in the same race together.
Now, obviously on 3 different bikes.
3 different bikes.
How's that going to be?
Very quiet, probably Sunday night.
Will you be fighting or?
No. This is his second race meeting.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so
in
he's
maiden
relatively new.
competition.
Yep.
So he's very new, he's only just turned 16.
Yep.
So he's extremely nervous. He's
Yeah.
qualified dead smack in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
And my husband John, he's about 2-3 bikes behind me. So
I want you to look down the barrel and tell people, other ladies out there, what you should be doing if you want to come and do a try day.
come on December the 3rd, it's a Sunday, it's a come try day, we all have fun, bring leathers, helmets, just have a go.
All right, Chrissy, on that note, I want to say thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bumper. It's been a pleasure to interview you. I can see the passion in your eyes, so that's great to see. And I wish you the best of luck on the race today.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
cheers.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Lockie, g'day and welcome to Bumper to Bumper. How you going?
Good yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, thank you. Now, we're here at the Southern Classics for the Historic Motorcycle Association of Victoria. You're racing a bike. You're going to tell me what the bike is?
It's a Period 3 500 Manx frame, and we've got an SO engine in it. It's a bit of a bitzer, but yeah, we kind of keep it different to everyone else.
All right, now, you're only a young guy. How old are you?
18.
18, so very young. And interesting enough, you're actually riding classics bikes. Of what year is this bike?
I'm not exactly sure what this bike is, probably 1960s era, I think.
Yeah, okay. So we're talking 1960s. What's the attraction? Because obviously the most important thing I want to say to people at home is that your grandfather and your father raced classic bikes.
I've ridden plenty of modern bikes, and you know, you kind of get on, turn the engine on, and you just ride. There's no, that's about it. These bikes, every time you ride it, you got to look at it, make sure everything's in check, and that's kind of the fun about it. Is there's always something you have to do, no matter how good your bike is. You always got to check it over and make sure nuts and bolts are tight, oil's not leaking, and it's all part of the fun. Is like everyone goes through the same issues, and that's part of it.
All right, so what class are you riding in today?
So I'm in the Period 3s today, Period 3 500 class. There's about 10 or 12 entrances.
Yep.
And they're all really competitive, so I'm trying to keep up with their decades of experience, and it's a challenge, but I'm definitely going to try and give it a go.
All right, so how long have you been riding bikes for?
I think I got on my first bike when I was about 3. Yeah, against my mum's wishes, of course. But
Yeah.
that was good fun. You know, learning to ride small bikes. I never really had a really quick bike until I turned maybe 16, and that was when that's when it all started.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, learning, that's when you can actually push your own limits.
Yep.
Like ride a bike fast that can go fast.
All right, and obviously you get a bit of a buzz out of it.
Oh, I love it. It's the best feeling in the world, honestly. Yeah.
All right, Lockie, I want to say thanks for being on Bumper to Bumper. I wish you all the best in your racing, and I've got a new team name for you and your dad and your grandfather.
What's that?
Gen 3.
I like that.
I like it too, the Gen 3 team.
Yeah, all right. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
mate, cheers.
Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars. Bumper to bumper, we love them old cars.
All right, viewers, we've got Dave and Jason here who are racing sidecars today, and they're going to give us a bit of a demonstration on how to race a sidecar. You're going to take me through a spin on the track today at lunchtime.
Correct.
That's going to be a little bit daunting, but you're going to give us a bit of a training session for myself and also for the viewers at home.
Yep.
That you do have come and try days, which is fantastic.
We do, yep. Twice a year.
Tell us, what do you do when you're going through a race on a sidecar?
All right, so my passenger Jason, he's been racing with me for about 5 years. It's up to him to steer he sort of steers the bike as well as I do. So if he's in the wrong place, he doesn't turn properly. So when you go out with me, I'm going to have to give you some instructions, but you'll be right. Going around the left corner, this is what I do.
Yep.
So I'll be on the bike. I'll be like this. So I'll basically be sitting on this bar here with my arms like this, and Jason will be out there, and we'll be looking forward. And when we've got to go into a right-hand corner, we change this direction, and I'm like this. But Jason's behind me, and we go down the straight. See Jason moving. I'll be like this, and Jason will be head down there, under that little nose cone fairing there. So that's it.
All right, so there's got to be a lot of trust between yourself and Jason when you're riding sidecars.
Yeah, I trust him.
Yeah, but you're driving.
I got to trust him because if he's in the wrong spot, especially around the left-hand corner, he'll go over.
Yeah. How long does it take to try and acquire skills to race?
Well, Jason's first race meeting was Australian Historic Titles in Queensland. When was that, Joe?
Daunting. That was daunting.
So I took him to a come and try day. We had a bit of a practice and practiced at Broadford Bonanza. We drove up to Queensland and did the Australian titles. And he took to it like a duck to water. He sort of worked out, he's talked to a few other blokes and worked out what to do and where to go, and got a hang of it now, and he's actually got his own bike now and he's going to start racing.
Oh, okay.
So another bike on the grid. I'll have to find another passenger, so he's under a very strict contract, and that contract's going to have to be reviewed, and he probably owes me a lot of money in unpaid racing.
Now I want to cross to Jason because I want to ask you, Jason, what are some of the tips that I can actually, what are the tips you can give me for an absolute novice?
Well, don't take your hands off.
Yep. The bike.
Yeah. Keep two hands on at all times.
Yes.
Make sure when you're getting out on the left that your bum's past here.
Yes.
Get your hips past his wheel. Otherwise, the bike's going to tip over. When you get up over the right, just make sure you're following Dave. If Dave's out, you've got to go out. If he leans in, you've got to lean in with him. It's the dance of the passenger. You've got to sort of follow his movements. So wherever he goes, you're going to go. But just make sure you're in the right spot. Don't tip it over.
Yep.
It'll be happy days.
All right, happy days. Now, I want to ask you, how did you go on your first time?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Good, yeah.
You're pretty confident.
Yeah. Well, Dave's a good rider. Yeah, you got to have trust in your rider.
Yeah.
He told me what I did wrong. Told me under contract what I did.
Okay, now, one other thing I wanted to also ask you, Dave, is obviously you're racing, you're doing some pre-qualifying, and you're actually racing in the finals today.
Yep.
How do you think you two guys are going to go?
We are registered trophy hunters, so we like to get in the top 3. A bit of competition there today, Jace. A few new bikes have turned up.
Yeah, okay.
My old girl's a bit heavy, and I think it's time for an upgrade. I don't know. We'll be in the top 5. Pretty confident.
Yeah, great. All right, well, all I can say is thank you very much for being on Bumper to Bumper. Thank you, Jason.
And get ready, because you're going out in a minute. So
yeah, I know.
We'll get those stinky old leathers on for you.
Yeah.
You put them on, and you'll be right, mate. Don't worry. Just trust me. I'm a doctor.
Yeah. Sure, I'll trust Dave. All right, mate. Looking forward to it.
Rusty the racer, sidecar passenger.
That's it, going plastic for one day.
Baptism by fire.
I'm going well at the moment. It's going to be a great experience, but it's going to be nerve-wracking to actually go around the track on a sidecar, because it's something I've never done before. So hopefully, Dave, the big thing is it's a partnership between 2 people, the rider and the sidecar person, so hopefully both can work at least to go around the track and not fall off. That's the main thing. Stay on the bike and don't fall off. And don't tip the bike over. Right, Dave?
That is exactly right.
So I know all of it, just got to put it into practice. Dave's just taken me around Broadford motorcycle track on the sidecar. I had some pointers, which was really good, and I tried to transfer my weight over to the corners, which was really great. There's a short S-band that goes from left to right, and you really need to transfer your weight and move quickly. And I couldn't do that because I just didn't have the skill. And also, you've got to know the bike and the platform you're working on to have the confidence to actually move around the bike. And it's like what I said was a couple of interviews. You're not only moving, but you're dancing around the bike to actually transfer your weight to different positions. So it was good for the long sweeping corners, and I did well. I think I did reasonably well for a first time. Great experience to actually ride on the sidecar. I recommend anyone give it a go because it's an adrenaline rush. It's tiring, but it's actually great fun. And I want to say thanks to Dave for allowing me to get on his bike and give me the confidence to give it a go, to be honest, because it was fantastic.
No worries, mate.
And,
my pleasure.
Okay, so I've got to ask Dave, how did I go, mate?
Probably 7 out of 10.
Yeah, okay.
I could have gone deeper into corners and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
I think that,
I didn't want to do too much.
No, that's right. And the reason for that is you don't want to put the person off that you're sidecarring with.
Yep.
Not only not for stacking or anything like that, but also to give them the confidence that, hang on a second, okay, it's not too bad. You've got to learn and educate yourself on what you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's a skill that you'd pick up over a period of time with just training.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's great. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, mate. No worries. Good. Glad you liked it, Rusty.
No, I did, mate. No, I did. Obviously, mate, I'm happy about it, to be honest. I'm still trying to catch my breath, to be honest.
Be it Ford or GM or be it a Mopar, people, power and passion, you know that is our deal. So tune into our team.